Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Look Up TV, and remember the conversation is on Bunge la Wenyeji, a conversation that matters to you. If it matters to you, remember you can also join us live on Facebook and YouTube. Use the hashtag Bunge la Wenyeji. Now, I'm a youth and of course I need empowerment. And right here with me, there are two fellow friends that are really assisting me now to feel empowered. I don't know if already I'm empowered or not, but we'll later know after the end of this particular show. But switching gears now, there is an initiative of the government really assisting students to learn right here in the country, and they witnessed that in the long run of empowering students in different schools across the country, there is a need for them to feed before impacting empowerment onto them. I believe they have seen, of course, the feeding program watches that they've encountered in different schools, and I really like them to really tell me what did they feel about that.
Wow, I think I cried several times when we were there earlier today, but it's because, you know, there's a lot of things we found out today. For example, some children have, you know, he'll talk more about the program, but there are children that just don't eat at all.
Yes.
Right? And in so many ways, that's just wrong. It's wrong, not morally, but just it's wrong. Like for a child to not eat, and not only nutritionally, but also how do you learn if your body doesn't even have the energy with the nutrition that's not there, whether it's focus or understanding, and so that program is just so critical, not only nutritionally and physically, but mentally and academically, and to find out that children get into line with their watch, and then find out they don't, and they know, I'm sure, but they don't have any credits on there, and then they have to stand out of line, and that creates so many other issues. So
she said you know better.
Well, I mean, I was there when she was there, but the Tap to Eat program is what we're talking about here, which we learned about at the Heshima Primary School. Wow, sitting with them, not just the kids, but the elders, the leaders that are running it and everything. Like she said, Ms. Monei said, not all of them are eating. We learned that they have to put 5 shillings, at least 5 shillings, on the Tap to Eat, and they don't always get meat all the time. Certain days it happens, some holy days it happens, but usually it's a diet of rice and other vegetables that they're eating. And there are situations where some people don't get no food, which leads to, unfortunately, the youth fighting each other at times. It was a story that was told to us today, and we were perplexed, we were shocked, you know. We didn't expect to hear that, but this is the realities that we are really dealing with. Somebody's going home today with no meal. Right now. I'm gonna say it again. Somebody's going home today with no meal, and that's not right. It should not be. And I think it empowers Ms. Monei and I to, along with on behalf of GYL, Global Youth Excellence Leadership, to go ahead and make a difference and get into the fight of this at the end of the day, because we don't want to see no child going hungry at any cost. You know, children are innocent. There's no reason why they should not have any food. And they worked with us today, and we was, like I said earlier, we was able to provide, gifted through GYL to give tens of thousands of meals to these children that will slow down the hunger situation, that they may be able to focus on their education. I mean, how can you focus on your education when your stomach is hungry? How does that work at the end of the day? You must be together, mind, body, and soul. This is something Ms. Monei was just talking about, you know, them having the right mindset and being in the right space to be able to function. So we're thankful that we was able to gift them, but it's still kind of bittersweet, because we would like to gift all of the schools under the Nairobi County, you know, to be able to help out and be able to do this for each and every single school at the end of the day. I think at Heshima Primary, I think Ambassador Justice told me there's about 1,200 or so more students. That's one school. That's one school we're talking about. So our work, we're just touching a smidget, a little bit of work, just a little bit. I would like to say, hey, great job to us, but we got more work to do. And we want to do that work. And we want to be in the fight to feed these children so they can be able to get their education, so the opportunities of jobs and other things can come to them, so they are healthy and they're physically fit, as Ms. Monei was talking about earlier in the first half. So I'm thankful for the Tap to Eat program. I'm glad it does exist. I'm glad the government did put something in place. I applaud them tremendously on that. And I'm thankful for the people at Hashima Primary and all other schools in the Nairobi government, Nairobi County, that are helping every day to help feed these children and everything.
She was right when she mentioned about better about the feeding program, and really it came out very clearly. I believe in the same taste. You mentioned you're a mom, and someone is empowering a student in a school, in a particular school. But now the parent comes and say that if you want to empower this student, please, you might also consider empowering us as a family, because the same problem that this student is embracing right there is the same or bigger problem that our family is embracing in the society. Do you think there is a need, of course, after showing these children love, there's also a need to go down to their parents, to their families, and check out how they're doing?
Oh, absolutely, if we can. I mean, my father worked in a community where it was really dire situations, and these children would you learn from your parents, good or bad. And you learn the mindset of your parents, good or bad, and you learn responsibility from your parents, good or bad. And when you teach the children a new concept, changing their mindset, helping them grow, empowering them, and they grab onto it so much when they don't have it at home, but then they go home and then it gets taken away sometimes. And so that's one of the reasons why building communities with parents and mothers, and and when the parents don't have jobs, the energy and the mindset at home can just really drain a child. And so as we build in systems or programs, more importantly, for parents to be involved with the empowerment of their children, that's when we can really, I think it'd be easier for the children, but also for the communities, right? Because in America, what I do is I say, hey, as a parent, not with the children, but when I talk about parents and employing them, not only are you employing them and giving your family food, but you're also giving them hope. And then when you give hope to your local community in your home, that spreads out to the community, and then that spreads out even more. And every single person that you help from a mindset standpoint, being able to empower yourself, child or adult, like that goes really far. It's not just that household, but it lingers out to the entire community about the things that they can accomplish. And failure happens to all of us, right? And one of the things that I just wanted to touch on really quickly is failing really stinks sometimes, but in a lot of ways it helps us succeed. Right. And a lot of people are afraid of failure, but failure is one of the really critical things to empowering yourself and being successful. And I say this really briefly, that I was 16 years old when I was homeless and I didn't have a mom or a dad, and I had to make the decision for myself what my life was going to look like. And what I tell people is it takes practice to be confident. It takes practice to have good mindset. It takes practice for personal development. And as you make yourself go through those little things, it changes. It's not just I'm empowered and then I'm not empowered. It's I'm a little bit more empowered, and I'm a little bit more empowered, and I'm a little bit more empowered, and that practice makes a big difference in your life.
I think it's the same story that Ambassador Justice shares with me each and every time, to make me remember that there's always a position where you're at a low position, then you come and rise and now start empowering people because you felt the shoes before.
Absolutely.
That is the same thing you're saying.
Absolutely.
What is your take on people that are starting on that particular position, then later on gracing the fact that there is a need to bring change to that poor child that is out there?
I would say two things. One is, what do you do for yourself? And one really great exercise that I really try to share with people is write down the things that you're proud of, write down the things that you've accomplished, write down the things that went well, write down the things that you, whatever makes you feel like, wow, I did a really good job and I'm really proud of myself. And maybe nobody else sees that, but you know you did a good job. You know you succeeded. Maybe you had to, walk 10 miles to get home and you didn't want to because it was raining. And I know that that's really a stinky situation, but that's critical to reminding yourself those little things change the fact that you can really accomplish a lot more than you realize.
And in shaping the conversation on leadership, a few months ago, youths, of course, across the country had demonstrations in now fighting for good leadership. And in the same taste, they were thinking about something. What do we need as part of the leadership and changing the leadership that we have? In the context of now globally empowering youths to become leaders of tomorrow, such programs as this, there is excellence in leadership and youth understanding the context behind leadership. Why should we have that leader and not the other? So in that particular program, you are also emphasizing on leadership, right? How do we build leadership to the most extent of excellence?
Well, leadership works on an individual basis, which then leads to a community of leadership, the way I see it. To give you an example, and just going back to the primary school, for example, when we was working with GYEL, we found out today that some children do not finish their food that they're eating. And they take half of their food and they take it home to their mother and father and to their other siblings for dinner, half of their food. That's a sense of leadership. That's it comes from that seed.
Indeed.
You must start from that type of seed at the end of the day to be a leader. And I think we're seed layers. That's how I like to see ourselves. We're looking to lay and sow seed that it may go ahead and produce the fruit that we want.
Then what changes? What changes after you get positions of leadership? Then now you feel like, I don't remember about my back.
What's that again? You don't remember about your bank?
I don't remember about my past.
Well, the thing about it is that leadership, again, leadership is what? It's going forward, right? It's going completely forward. So you're going to leave some things behind, and you're supposed to leave some things behind because there's something at the end of the future that's waiting for you, a goal. We want people to be goal-oriented in their mindset. Mindset is very important when it comes to leadership. So without that goal-minded, oriented mind, they will never be able to put themselves in a position of lead. This is why we see some organizations, not talking bad about anything, says where it's a given of a monetary gift at times. We want to teach people trades. We want to show people skills. We want to give them something that sticks with them forever so they can be leaders. These are the things that leaders have. So it's not about being rich or poor or anything like that. It's about we all have the same training in order to be successful. And that's why I would say success is an event. To be successful is a lifestyle. We want them to have a lifestyle of leadership at the end of the day. And just even going back on empowerment, I have to be empowered every day. Empowerment doesn't stop for me. Empowerment is a life skill. It's something you must keep going. You don't wake up one day and just say, oh, I'm empowered. I don't know what's around the corner. I don't know what's going to happen. So I have to keep that exercise of empowerment going consistently. And we do that on an individual basis and deal with everybody's issues. We should be able, as a community, to be an empowered community.
You've really empowered. You've been motivated. You've been told that this is now your route to leadership. But now you spoke about mindset, and I think we'll have to agree about positive mindset towards leadership. And now, what is the point where you really forget that there are people that are still suffering out there, and they really need your position of leadership to really assist them. So in the position of improving the excellence in that particular leadership, how does it come along? Why do people in leadership forget about their past?
I don't think all leaders forget about their past.
Many of them?
I think some of them do, yes, for sure. But, I mean, he and I have never forgotten our past.
No, I can't forget mine.
And I think there's good people and there's bad people, right? I guess, right? There's good bankers and bad bankers. There's good doctors, bad doctors. There's always not everybody's the same. Not all leaders forget, and I can't speak to the leaders that do forget, but I can speak about the leaders who don't forget. We don't forget, and that's why we lead.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, that's why we make a difference. That's why we care about people. I mean, I can never do enough. There's never going to be a day that I've done enough. There's never going to be a day that I wish that I didn't do more.
Right.
Because there's always something to contribute, and it doesn't have to be contributions to a socioeconomic way. It can be having a genuine smile to somebody in the store because I care about them, even though they might be a stranger. I mean, leadership comes in different ways, and that's just one of the ways that have nothing to do with money, but showing, like I see you, Moses, and I think you're an amazing host, and you speak so well, and you're coming from such a great place for our youth, right? And I see that, and I want to encourage that, but that's never going to go away for any of us.
Indeed.
Absolutely. And if I just may say, off of what Ms. Monei is saying, leaders look for other leaders. Leaders look for community of other leaders. We look for organizations that show leadership, and that's what our paths, Ms. Monei and I's path had crossed with Global Youth Excellent Leadership. They have positioned themselves, especially here in Kenya, to be the forefront, to go ahead and be the help, of leading in resources for that of the youth. And they are thinking about the world of tomorrow. I have to say that in a sense because for me as a leader and the people that follow me, I don't want to lead them astray at the end of the day. And what I've seen in a short amount of time, what Global Youth Excellent Leadership is doing is pretty remarkable. I mean, I've seen other organizations do things that even come close at the end of the day. And to be part of an organization that doesn't just talk it, but that is about it, and then you actually see these meals going to these children, you actually see these computers going into the hands of these students, you know at the end of the day, this is what it took me to be a leader. It took someone to have those resources to give it to me to be a leader. It took resources for her to get her to be a leader at the end of the day. And I'm just thankful at the end of the day there are some organizations and leaders that do not forget about their past.
Wow, very nice. The Global Youth Excellence and Leadership Program, GYEL, right?
Yes, sir.
Is a multilateral and multi-stakeholder initiative of intergovernmental organizations, permanent observers, non-governmental organizations, and organizations with official special consultative status in the UN Economic and Social Council, ECOSCO. ECOSCO?
Yes.
Good enough.
All good. All good. All good.
All right. Now I want you to tell me about, you've been there for, of course, many years. What does the future look like for GYEL?
Oh, that's a good question. What would I like it to look like is that they see the work, they've contributed resources. We put in water tanks at St. Patrick's, one of the St. Patrick's schools, at one of the Monei schools, in Moganga, to one of the Moganga Day Star School, and they've contributed over thousands of lunches at the Heshima School, and they've donated computers to a different Monei school. And I say that because that's one of the reasons we're here, to show them that they are making a difference, right? And as they see, wow, this is really making a difference in the community, and people really care, and people really appreciate, and it encourages them and empowers them and creates leadership for these communities that they're helping, they will give more, right?
Absolutely.
We want them to give more. We want that organization to say, hey, this is what we've done and how much it's helped. Now we know we want them to give more. And that's just one of the reasons that we're here.
Indeed.
So.
One of the reasons is why you're here. And in the same reasons, do you think there are so many challenges that are affecting you guys, of course, to continue propagating the message of now, you know, we need to make a difference, we need a change? Are there challenges that you've encountered so far?
The only challenge that I've encountered so far is that I'm not doing enough. That's mainly the challenge. Speaking as a little boy from the village, and I was a little boy once, I was always this big. I wish there were groups around like GYEL, like Global Youth Excellence Leadership, because I didn't grow up knowing about excellence, and I did not grow up knowing about leadership. This is something I gathered later on in my adolescent years and started learning about that. So to be able to be with these children at 7 years old, 8 years old, 6 years old, some as young as 4, 3 years old, it's a beautiful thing that they have this type of resource or this access to resource or an organization like this to be able to function and be able to pass through life in a way where they are able to go ahead and find more opportunities out there and be able to connect, because I think one of the great things that Global Youth Excellent Leadership does, because they are doing so many initiatives, it allows other kids to talk to other kids from other schools that are within that same, that oh, you got helped, I got helped. You got a water tank, oh, I got a computer. You know, so they're saying that there's people out there that care. You know, there's people out, there's organizations out there that care. You know, of course, we see in the news, some things that happen, and in the sense that, the organization that might not be doing what they do. But Global Youth Excellence Leadership is absolutely, I've lent my name to them. I think they're an amazing group. I saw what they did with the children. I mean, today only we had literally put money into the accounts of the Hashima Primary School. Excellent. And these children, they were excited, they were thrilled. And to see that joy, I live off of that. That's what leaders live off of. The true leaders, that's what they live off of. We cannot survive without having the children of tomorrow with the right mindset. And it's not just about the children tomorrow, it's the children tomorrow with that right mindset. That is extremely important for our growth.
Indeed, above benefits that you've given, of course, to the children and to many others that you've encountered with, I would really like to understand the benefits that now GYL has at hand. What is the benefit that you guys are having as far as now taking the initiative and taking the program all the way till the end?
Well, how does it affect us personally?
How do you get what is the benefit?
For us personally?
For you, yeah.
I want to be involved with any organization that wants to make a difference, whether it's, Global Youth Excellence and Leadership Program, which I love. They've done. I'm so proud to be part of that program and be able to help them in these places in Nairobi. But I mean, as ESHA, I'm proud to be supporting them because I believe that they really want to make a difference in the community too. It's not me. It's not Andy coming to community, yay, I could care less. It's more, how can I support other people who, we all have the same vision, we all want to make a difference. And for me, the benefit is, oh great, now I have another place I know that I'm trying to make a difference at. That's all it is for me.
All right. We are having just very few minutes to really close the second session of this particular Bunge la Wenyeji. And if we are shaping, of course, everything that matters to empowerment, I really like to give each one of you, of course, at least 1 minute to say the final thing that you will really like to get captured right here, forever and ever. There's one thing that really you feel like this is the most thing that will stand out forever and ever. As you come now back to Kenya, you'll really remember that there's a statement I made right here at this particular show, at this particular environment, and at this particular station. Please feel free to do so. Let's have it there.
Well, my mandate is to go and help young people, the youth, be able to get their narratives out, their true narratives of their lives. The stories are in the villages, the stories are in the rural areas, and be able to share their oral history with the world and explain to the world who they are, what they are, and what they want to do in the world to hear them back. I want to give them a platform of a voice.
Listen, I believe that nobody can stop you but you. The government can't stop you, your family can't stop you. Nobody can stop you but you have to know that, and you have to find ways to move forward. One step, you just need to take one tiny step, and those tiny steps become bigger steps. And if I can show people that, then I've done what I've always wanted to do.
Indeed. That is very nice of you guys, of course, having the conversation, and we really hope for a better tomorrow as far as youth empowerment is concerned, and will really change or make a difference towards the community and to the children that are really growing up in nowadays. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this particular program. Remember, we are having this conversation all through on Bunge la Wenyeji. If it matters to you, make sure you comment right there. Are you empowered, feeling empowered, or you want to be empowered? Now, of course, this is only the place to be through. In a program like Ezeshe Plus Kenya, you'll be able to get help like this and so many other programs that will come on their ways. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't say much, but remember, there is a mode of being stronger and stronger. Welcome empowerment, and of course, the future looks brighter. This is Marcello Thedford. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, remember to get the conversation live on Facebook and YouTube. My director has been Duncan Rondo. See you next time. Thank you.